I told you yesterday that a man who was a former politician in Hong Kong could end up being trouble for Australia and China. Now, on the face of it, I'll support anyone who supports democracy in Hong Kong, but this bloke has now decided to come to Australia. Apparently came here on a 12-month tourist visa, but looks like he may end up setting up shop here and potentially becoming a brand new political exile, suggesting that he may well even go for such a status here in Australia. This will cause trouble. And as I predicted last night, our so-called mates in China, they want to send a very clear message. No safe harbour for this bloke at all. Despite the fact that our Prime Minister has said that we will welcome pro-democracy people from Hong Kong, just as they have said in Canada, just as they have said in the UK. China said today via an embassy spokesperson. China's position on Hong Kong-related issues is consistent and clear. Hong Kong is China's Hong Kong. It is every bit of Hong Kong's affairs belongs to China's internal affairs, in which no other country has the right to interfere. This bloke has fled China, by the way. We didn't take him, he fled China. The Chinese side urges the Australian side to stop meddling in Hong Kong affairs and China's internal affairs in any way. Otherwise, the China-Australia relations will only sustain further damage. Now, there's a whole lot of things that are going to annoy China at the moment, and that's fine by me. We have to be on the side of freedom. And there is about to be a new meeting of 4 like-minded nations that will join together as a new bloc to try to push back against the attitudes of China. It's going to be called the Quad meeting. It's going to be Australia, India, Japan and the United States. That's the big 4 in all of this. And the Prime Minister, understandably, thinks this is a good thing.
I would call it what President Biden said Australia was, and that is an anchor of peace and stability in the region. That's what it is. What the Quad is about is ensuring an open, independent, sovereign Indo-Pacific that enables all countries and nations within Indo-Pacific to engage with each other.
And as if right on cue, the very reason why as many like-minded nations need to be together, just like the Five Eyes arrangements that involve Canada and New Zealand, the UK, Australia and the United States, this Quad arrangement, including the more than 1 billion people that are, of course, in India, matters because we learned today that China is ready to up its defence spending by, how's this, $11 billion. At a time when the rest of the world is on its knees economically, what's China spending its money on? More guns, more boats, more planes, more soldiers. Why? Well, you can work it out. Meantime, they don't have to fire a shot in the cyber war that they seem to wage on countries like Australia all day, every day. If you have a Microsoft internet account, so maybe you've got something linked to your Xbox or old Windows things, or just that's the way you get your mail, you might want to change your password because 5,000 accounts have been hacked by a Chinese-backed organisation in the past couple of days. Meantime, Uyghurs that are here in Australia are following on from Rex Patrick, who will be going into the Senate next week to demand that Australia declares what is happening to the religious minority in China is genocide.